Alright, this is WhyBeAre with some more BeamNG Drive. Today we have a very controversial vehicle. I'll go into that later. I won't go into it in too much detail, but I'll explain why it's controversial. It's a race car. It's a Lotus race car from the 60s. Looks really nice. And I'll explain why once you see it. So I said I'll explain why twice, but we'll get into it, huh? You know? Just trying to talk while it's loading, alright? Filling time. So here's the car. It's a Lotus 49 from 1967. It looks really nice, doesn't it? Well, that's because the model is stolen from, I believe it was a Zeta Corsa. So that's why it looks so nice. Now, that's not the controversial part. That's well known. They said that in the description. And the official policy for BeamNG Draft Forum, which is where I downloaded this from, is they keep it until there's a complaint. So basically, they follow DMCA rules. So here's the car. We're driving it. Now, the reason it's controversial is the creator who made it. There's possibility, like, if you look at the car right here, there's a link to a website that has mods and stuff that are stolen usually, and the fact that that's there means that the person who posted it might be the one who's stealing the mods, and people are like trying to say get on him for stealing stuff, and it's kind of a mess in the forum right there for that place. Nobody even talks about the vehicle. It's funny, but well, there's a couple of people, but it was mostly about the guy. So anyways, the car itself. Let's talk about the car itself. So as I said, it looks really nice. Now look at this suspension right here. I'm not really trying to, I can't drive like this to see where I'm going, but you could look at that, the way that travel is and stuff. It looks beautiful. Like, I really like that. Like, you can see each bump and how it, like, do you see that? That's beautiful right there. And also you got the back. You can see when the wheels are spinning, so is that. When they're stopped, it stops. When you go in reverse, it goes. It's perfectly connected, just like it would in real life. So that's all nice. Now, everything about looks, I would say, is pretty good. Maybe not damage. It looks just okay for damage. You see, you hit it, and it's like, whatever. Like, it just kind of fell off, but let's go ahead and reset. Now, the parts that aren't so good is the physics for it. So the car is too good, and by that I mean it doesn't oversteer enough. Like, I watched a video of somebody else somebody driving one of these in real life, and based on that, it should not handle anything like this. Also, the gearing seems different than that video, and the speed's different. Like, all of that just seems off. But for example, the handling, it is very hard to get this thing to oversteer at all. So like, if I'm going like this and then trying to just force it to oversteer by going out and in, like, it won't do it. Where in real life it looks like this thing would oversteer on a dime. See, like, you really have to just push it. You have to tap your back tires into the dirt and then accelerate out of it. That's the only way to get it to oversteer. And if you don't know what oversteer is, that's when you turn the car like this, you're churning, and it churns too much. That's oversteer. Understeer is the opposite. And I just say that because I know some people might not know the difference. But in real life, you churn it. Well, here, let me take a different car out to explain this a little bit better. So, in real life, this car would handle a lot more like this car. At least that's what I've kind of seen. It would handle like this, where you skid out hard if you try to accelerate too hard. And if you try to churn, you oversteer like that. That's oversteer, is when you churn too hard and you start sliding. That is basically oversteer. Where understeer is you churn so hard, the car doesn't churn with you. Like, oversteer like that. Oversteer right there. Perfect example. Understeer, I can't do it in this car, but it's like you churn, you're churning hard, and you're not churning. Anyways, that car, its physics for the steering is off. It's all off. At least it looks off. I mean, that's like, have you ever driven a Lotus 49? No. But I've seen it being driven, and it from a professional driver, or at least a very, like, somebody who's respectable enough to actually get to drive a 50-year-old race car. 60-year-old, 70-year-old. How old is it? What year was it? I forgot what year I said it was. Was it 60s? If it was 60s, it's like 55. But anyways, and it looked like a handful to them. Because they're like, I mean, they look like it was a handful. And for me, it's like, oh, this thing handles like a dream type of thing. It understeers a little bit too much for my preference, but you're not going to spin out at all with this. Like, you can go through the dirt. You can just look at that. I should have spun out right there, but it handles like a dream. Which brings me to my next point. I think it's too heavy. That's why it handles so good. It's hard to show this in this track, but this car is very heavy feeling. And I think that's why it handles so good. I broke it. I'm not even sure how I broke it there. But it's too heavy feeling. And although it's cool to look at the suspension, I don't think it's quite right because the car is so heavy. And did I say about the transmission and stuff? I don't think that's right either. Because in the video, the shifts were differently timed and stuff, and it's like, that doesn't match. But anyways, that's enough of racing it. Let's do something else with it. Like wrecking it. That's always fun, isn't it? Go to my favorite map. I mean, it's just so fun to just splat. And then there's nothing left. Now this one, I don't know what'll happen exactly. Because of, I don't know if it's fully damage modeled. I think it might just be the nose cone. But I'm not entirely sure on that. I mean, that's just based off of what I've seen when I was using it earlier. This is where I find out, because not even I really know up until this point. But first, here's a good example of probably how heavy this car is. This thing would probably weigh like 1,000 pounds in real life. So, oh Jesus, I broke it. But in real life, it would weigh like 1,000 pounds, I would think. Not like, that's really light for a vehicle. Let's try to go slowly through here. Now, to show off how heavy it is, if you have a 1,000-pound vehicle and you're flying through here, you could pretty much, it's hard to explain. It really is hard to explain, to show the weight of something without a scale. Oh well. Yeah, look at that grip. That grip is ridiculous. I made a dart. Alright, let's see if the whole thing will crunch now. You know, I kind of got off a tangent about the weight. I don't even know if it's true. It just feels heavy, and it's impossible to explain, so I need to stop caring about that. So here we go. We're going to try just to condense it down into nothing and see if this whole thing is actually modeled for damage, or if it's only like the nose cone. Here we go. I mean, look at the stability here, though. Like, look at this. I could do this, and then I could save it. No problem. Normally, if I'm taking anything to that, I'm going to spin out. And this thing doesn't have, like, amazing aerodynamics. Look at it. It's made to go fast in a straight line, not churn, in terms of aerodynamics, at least. You know. So here you go. Does the whole thing condense? It does. That's good to know. So the whole thing is damageable. To become nothingness. It was hard to tell. I had a funny thought. I bet this car could fit right under the one that crushes the car. I bet it could fit right under the one that crushes it, like up and down, vertically. So let's see that. It should be able to fit right through it, or just barely crash. Maybe not. That looks tighter than I remembered it. Wait, look at that! It went right through it. Now you gotta stop. Oh well. That's funny though, it fits right under. Alright, I thought of something. I thought of a way to show off that the car's too heavy. I'm still on that. I know. I should just give it up. I'm going to do that and then I'm done. Alright, so we're going to pop up the grid map because I know there's two cars there for my save, I think. So one is the car we just had. And the other is a small little Bisu Corvette. So this car is pretty lightweight. You know, it's just a small two-door front-wheel drive economy thing. It's going to be pretty lightweight. But compared to a full-blown race car should weigh a bunch less. Now look what happens when they crash. The race car, like, it stopped this car pretty good. We could agree that. So we take the race car and do the same thing. Try to do it about the same speed, so do a quick spin around right here. And watch how the momentum is kept from this car compared to the little car. See, it pushes it, and it keeps pushing. Like, it pushes right through it. So that means this car is, like, heavier than that one, I would think, because of that. So here's another way to do this. We're going to set this car up over here. Just like this. So here's another way we could look at this. Set that car right there. Line this one up. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and accelerate this one, switch to this one, and we're going to just do a head-on collision. I'm going to make this car obviously going slower, hopefully, or about the same speed at least, and look at that. It pushes right through them. That's the best proof I can give you that the car weighs too much. That's the best I can do. Although I don't know why this thing is being so slow in the first place. Because, I mean, I'm pretty sure I proved the point. So, I really shouldn't bother with this, but let me do it where this car is going really fast and the other car is going slow. And then I'm done on that tangent. About waiting, and we'll be done with this video. I mean, it looks good, but it's like the person who made it really didn't do much for that. That's the problem. Line this up a little straighter if I can. Maybe the parking brake was on. It's possible. The first time they let them drive it. Okay, this car's pulling to the left. That's not good. You're not supposed to do that. See, look at that. It's pulling. And now it's really going to pull to something. Dang it. You're making this harder than it should be, game. I probably bumped something again, so now it's going to pull to some side again. Seems alright now. Well, it did. Oh, no, I missed. Oh, well. You get what I'm saying, right? Anyways, till next time. Look at the air time. Look at how little air it got compared to that car. Look at how it just... Whatever. Yeah, I mean, it looks nice, but it's unreal. And it handles great, but I don't think it's realistic. So anyways, till next time, this is WhyBeAre. I'll see ya. Whoa, look at the way the nose cone broke first. Wow. It actually has like a split. That's cool. Hold on, I lied. I want to do one more thing. Will this destroy it? It gets it stuck. Pretty close to destroying it. I lied. I'm not done yet. How about this? How does it handle this? Nose cone gone. Not that big of a problem. How about a big ass jump? I mean, I know it's not going to function after this, but what's it do? Oh man, look at those wheels. It's like a transformer now. It's trying to transform. I don't know. Alright. That'll do it. Unless there's anything you could change here, is there? I don't see anything. Alright, this is WhyBeAre. No, I really mean it. I'll see it.